What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be taking a behind the scenes look at the funeral scene that we have for this Halloween season. So as you can see, on the right side of our yard hump, we have a full funeral display. I'm super happy with how it came out. This is on the right side of our yard hump. As you can see, we've built a giant church for this scene. I actually just uploaded a video of the build of the church, so if you're interested in that, make sure you go back and watch it. We thought this was a super cool and super unique idea. We've definitely never done something like this before. When I originally had the idea, I wasn't for sure how I really wanted to tackle it. I wasn't for sure what was going to be the best way to do it. I knew I needed a church. That would be the main background for the scene. I knew we needed pews of people, which are actually zombies. We needed a coffin with a zombie inside as the body. And then obviously we needed some candles, because you can't have a church and a funeral scene without candles. Out of all the scenes this year we have 3 scenes. We have the hospital right there and the swamp on the other end. I've uploaded videos for those scenes as well, doing it behind the scenes. So if you want to see that, make sure you go back and watch those. And I've also uploaded the full 2025 Halloween yard hunt walkthrough video, so make sure you go back and watch it. But in my opinion, this is probably the best scene that we built this year. This is probably my personal favorite. And it might be my favorite scene that we've ever done. It's super cool, super detailed. I love how everything about it came out. The church in the background looks super creepy. It looks super old, super run down, which is what we were going for. These zombies sitting in the pews are super creepy. They look like real people sitting there. And then the body in the coffin looks super realistic as well. So overall, I just really love this scene. I just want to make a video to give you all a behind the scenes look at how we did certain things. I will start with the church. Obviously, we needed a background for this scene. So this was the first idea that I had. I knew I wanted a creepy church, but I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do with it. And then the funeral scene idea came to mind, because if you guys followed us last year, you know we had a cemetery in this section. So I wanted to kind of expand the cemetery out. And I knew it needed more than the church. So then I was thinking about other things that we could do in the scene besides just have a full cemetery in front of the church. And then we came up with the funeral idea that is happening within the cemetery. So the first thing we did was build the church. Now, I won't go into deep detail because I've already made a video like I just mentioned. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you go back and watch that video. But yeah, we love how the church came out. Is absolutely huge. I think it's around 15 or 16 feet. It definitely catches people's attention. It's the first thing they notice when they look at the scene. It kind of tells the story and idea that we're going for. This is a funeral that's happening out in the cemetery. Love how that came out. Really sets the mood. And then in terms of props, I originally wanted to get some real church pews, but unfortunately we ran out of time for that, so I had to get these just standard black chairs for the zombies to sit in. But that's fine because they fill the purpose. They're a lot less heavy than the church pews would be, so they're easier to maneuver around. And we actually changed the positions that the zombies are sitting in every night, so it's always a little different when people come. Now, in terms of making the zombies, these are actually posable skeletons. If you followed us last year, you saw in the yard hunt walkthrough video that we had skeletons climbing up the house, and we had we got a 6-pack from Home Depot. So what we did was we ordered various zombie masks that we like, that I found online. Try to get a good variety. I'll get you some up close shots of those. Try to get ones that look creepy, that really fit the scene, that are different. This is one of my favorites right here. Looks like his jaw was missing. And this one over here is also one of my favorites. Looks very decayed, with the two sitting in the back. But what we did was, after we got the mask in, we put them on the skeleton, and we went to Goodwill and got white dress shirts, suits, and dress pants, and we put them on the skeleton. And then obviously the skeletons are super skinny, so they didn't really fill out the figure. So we got pool noodles, put them in the arms and legs to really fill out the character and make it look like a full person sitting there. Once the zombies were complete and we knew we were finished with completing the people that would be sitting in the pews, which was obviously an important task, our next focus was on the zombie that would be in the casket / coffin here. We actually had this coffin left over. Obviously we would rather have a casket, but we feel like this fills the scene well. You don't really notice it's a coffin. This looks like a casket with a body laying in it. And as far as the zombie that is laying inside, this is actually a prop from Distortions Unlimited called Gravebuster Barb. She is super detailed. She looks like she's decaying. She is absolutely perfect for this scene. We actually had her in the cemetery last year in front of a tombstone. That is exactly where she was at right there. Well, this year we're using her for the casket prop, which is perfect because she fits the scene well. And we bought a table from Walmart. I think it's about 2 feet off the ground to elevate the casket. As you can see there, it's not a very big table, but it gets the job done. It's pretty sturdy. We didn't need something too tall, because if it was too tall, you wouldn't be able to see the zombies that are sitting behind the casket. So far, we've covered the church, which is the main backdrop and main point of this scene. We've covered the zombie sitting in the pews. We've covered the zombie that is in the casket, the reason why they're at the funeral. Now, in terms of really filling out the scene and selling the idea and creating a better ambiance, we've added tombstones on both sides of the church. And the reason we did this is because it really extends the scene out and it helps tell a better story. So originally, when we first put this out here, these tombstones were not here. And that whole side of the yard was dark, and there really wasn't nothing over there. It was just blank space. So what we've done is we've added tombstones. So these are about probably 15 feet away from the actual scene. But it just helps extend the scene out more, makes the scene bigger, and makes everything feel a little extended and bigger. These tombstones are fairly large too, so it also plays into depth perception, because when you look at them from a distance, it also makes the church look bigger than it actually is. So yeah, we've added 3 tombstones on this side. We've also brought one closer to the road here, as you can see, which is right here, which, like I mentioned, plays into depth perception because it makes everything behind it feel further away. And these are super creepy, super old looking tombstones that you would find in an old graveyard. One there, one there, one back there. It's probably my favorite. And then we have a statue over here on this side, which is super cool as well. Another important aspect in terms of creating the ambiance was the use of candles out here. As you can see, we placed them all over this scene. We have 3 in the candelabra there. We have 3 in a triangle formation here, and then each zombie that's on the outside has one right there. And then these 2 zombies have 2 over here. Another candelabra back here. 2 candles on the main church. And then each tombstone over here has one as well. It just helps break up the lighting. It really helps create the funeral atmosphere that we were going for. And also the 2, I forgot to mention these 2 tombstones in the front. of the scene here. They have candles as well. I love how the candles look. They really add a lot to the scene. They just help break up the monotony of the lighting out here. Another very important aspect of the scene, I'm sure you're going to hear it in the background right now, is the vintage church organ music that we have playing out here. We actually have a speaker placed under the table. We have very creepy church music playing. I'll get it a little closer so you can get a better listen at it. Really helps create the ambiance out here because obviously there's no moving props out here for this scene. So having that music is key because people hear it, people know exactly what it is. They know it's a funeral church music. Super cool detail that we decided to add last minute. Really adds a lot to the scene. I'll get you one last look at the church. Super cool church facade. Definitely stepped out of our comfort zone for the build of this. Windows look super cool. Look super authentic with the red light behind it. And in terms of lighting, we just have 2 blue floodlights casting a glow up to the church. We have a green floodlight that is on the coffin, casting a glow onto the zombies. And we have a floodlight placed in front of the zombie here that is casting a glow up. And then we have a green floodlight that is casting a glow up on the coffin. So that is the extent of the lighting out here. I love how the red lights look behind the windows. Definitely looks creepy and spooky. I'll also get you one last look at the zombie setting here. So these are super detailed masks. I love them, how they came out. This one's probably my favorite, like I mentioned. Get you one last look at the coffin here with the zombie in it. The zombie setting back there. I'll get you one last look at the full scene. Back up here to the road and show you. With that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. This is the full funeral scene that we had for this year. Make sure you comment below and tell us what you think about it. If you missed any of the other scenes, I've done full videos on those as well. Make sure you go back and watch the full 2025 Halloween Yard Haul walkthrough video. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.